Craig Brazeman. I'm a private investigator. Tonight, we're on the job.
Insurance companies often use private investigators to investigate the possibilities of workers' comp claims that are invalid. Now, oftentimes people are at work and there are serious injuries and there are valid claims out there. But what we've seen is, for the majority, a lot of them are not, which, in my opinion, that hurts everybody. But on one particular occasion, we were hired by an insurance company who worked for a manufacturing plant. They had a young employee, around 20 years old, that was named Mr. Wooten. And Mr. Wooten is a case that I know that I'll never forget, although I'd like to. This is a case where Mr. Wooten claimed that due to an insignificant work accident, that he couldn't do anything. He couldn't lift his head, he couldn't turn to the right, couldn't turn to the left, just wouldn't be able to work the rest of his life. The insurance company asked us to monitor any activity in or around the property adjacent to Mr. Wooten for any activity that he would be doing. Georgia law prohibits us from putting a camera and facing it right at an open window or a window, so we can't see what Mr. Wooten's doing inside. Now, after several days of watching his house, we watched as people would come to the house with food. People may come to the house with a pizza, with blockbuster movies, but we never ever once saw Mr. Wooten come to the door. Now, after a few days of doing this, in a moment of desperation, I decided to get a little bit more tricky, and I went to an adjacent property that was heavily wooded, and I put a motion-activated camera in a tree about 10-15 feet off the ground. And I was able to place it where it just got into Mr. Wooten's backyard. I left it there for about, I guess it was about 2 days, went back, got the camera, took the camera back to the office, and started playing it. And after watching a lot of just the backyard and nothing was happening, I finally got to a spot where it seemed that Mr. Wooten was coming out of the back door of the house. And Mr. Wooten came out to his backyard. He was wearing a full-length bathrobe. Mr. Wooten took off his bathrobe and revealed himself in the buff to all God's creatures, unfortunately also to my camera, basically frolicking in the buff around his backyard, having a good old time. Obviously, he could do certain things that you would think someone with his injuries wouldn't be able to do. We took that and we gave it to the insurance company, and we made the decision at that time to let Mr. Wooten know what it is we had caught on tape. Now, sometimes we follow up on cases, and on this particular case, I called the insurance company a few weeks later, and lo and behold, Mr. Wooten had dismissed his claim. Of course, we can imagine it was because he didn't want the video coming out in some kind of a trial situation. But that's one that'll never leave my mind. I mean, Mr. Wooten was having way too good of a time, both with nature and with himself. And the investigations paid off, and the insurance company didn't have to pay out on the claim. So I'm glad we were there to do our job.
For more information, please visit our website at selectondemand.com or email us at programs@selectondemand.com. Made for on demand.